Similar example here with Peloton. In this case, they had an API that they must have not expected anyone to use because it had no authentication on it. So literally wide open to the outside world. If you were clever enough to find it and to attempt to use it, the researcher notified Peloton about this. And after some time, Peloton added the authentication to it. What was interesting was not only could the researcher see all 4 million users' records, but if you as a user had marked your account as private and not to be discoverable by other on the Peloton platform, the API would ignore that and actually had full access to the entire database, regardless of whether you had marked your records as private, including those of the president as well. So Peloton added authentication to this API and ensured that users required to validate who they were, not a hard thing to obtain, but did not address the underlying authorization issue. And even though users were now being forced to authenticate, they could still access all 4 million users. This is an example of not only OAuth number one, but also OAuth number two, which is broken authentication. The fact that an API endpoint was left unsecured to begin with is a vulnerability and an exposure, certainly an API endpoint that has access to the entire user database.